Well, hello everybody. I'm out here in my Morton building working on it, trying to get everything prepped for pouring concrete. I gotta do a little bit of dirt work in here, move in some sand. I'm trying to set some posts. I'll flip this camera around and show you really quick. Okay, right here I have a hole dug, which this post right here, this 4x6, is going to go in this hole here, and it's going to line up. When I get done, it'll line up with that post and that post right there. Then I'm going to have to come over here and dig another hole right here to line up that post. And I'm going to be digging another hole right here somewhere to line up with that post and that one, so it'll be in line with that. Because right across here, well, actually from about this middle point somewhere here over to where I'm standing, there will be a wall. That's going to be a wall to the kitchen area. And down there it'll be all open except for in that very corner where I'm going to have my walk-in cooler. And then of course up there, that's along that wall where those boards are, those 3x6s. That's where the floor joists are going to rest on top of that. So that whole upstairs, that area up there is going to be upstairs loft. And then of course the bathroom's going to be right over here. I'm going to have that tub and shower that come out of an old camper. Or motor home actually. It's been laying around, it's all dirty, but it'll clean up. But anyways, right about here, somewhere here, there's going to be a wall coming over all the way over here. So that bathroom's going to be 6 feet wide and 12 feet deep. And like I'm standing in the kitchen right now, right here there's going to be a pocket door, because that's where that wall's going to be going across. And then right next to this tub, right in this area up against the wall, there's an imaginary wall right there right now. But anyways, right here somewhere is going to be a sink to wash your hands. And then right over in this area, right in this area here, will be a composting toilet. And see, you're not too far from the corner, so right here there might be a shelf or a cabinet to keep toiletries in, bath towels, that kind of stuff. And then just on this side, that imaginary wall comes across here. Well, then along this wall, from basically right there in the corner where that wall's this way, from right here over about 5.5 feet, there's going to be a sink, kitchen sink, and I'll show you that here in a minute, the sink I'm going to use. And then from about somewhere right in here on over to that post, right here is going to be where the steps are. They're going to be a few steps going up this way, and there's going to be a little bit of landing going across there, and then you do an about face and you go up a few more steps, and then you'll be up in that loft area. That'll be where the floor is, right there, and you'll be up in the loft. But the kitchen sink's going to be right in that area. Those steps, I imagine, will be out here about, 5 or 6 feet. Say if they're 6 feet, then it leaves you another 6 feet going over here to this wall. And the door, I think, is going to be right here in the corner of the kitchen. Or possibly on this wall here that's coming across, meeting up with that post. That's the center post of the building. So that goes clear up to the peak. So the kitchen area is going to be 18 feet by 12 feet. Well, kitchen, bathroom, and the steps going upstairs. Now I'll take you out here and show you the sink I'm going to be using. You've seen that old sink that I'm going to have refinished. Well, that's going to be in another project at a later date, but I'm going to be making an outdoor kitchen, and I don't think that sink will be going in the outdoor kitchen, but I got another project I'll use that other sink at. That antique sink. But this is the cabinet. Like I said, it's about 5.5 feet long. And then there's the sink. that's what's going to be back in that Morton building. So that's what I've been working on the last couple days in between doing other stuff, getting my chores done and whatnot. I gotta go find a tile spade if I can. And I got a hole here dug, but I gotta square it up or make it a little bit bigger for that post to fit in. The hole ain't quite big enough in diameter. I needed a bigger auger, but it's what I have. So anyways, I gotta get a tile spade and dig that hole a little bigger and drop that post in there. And get it squared up and get it tamped in place. And then go on over and get the second hole dug and the third hole dug. Well, that's what I've been working on. I'm gonna show you something here real quick. I went to the local sale barn Saturday and took them baby chicks over that my mom had hatched out, that first batch of baby chicks. And we put them on Craigslist, and I had one lady contact me like the day after I put them on there. Asked me how many I had, which in the ad I posted how many I had. She apparently couldn't read or something, I don't know. And so I told her, well, she never did respond back saying, well, I'll take some, or would you sell half of them, or, you know, whatever. Had 36 chicks. But we ended up taking them over to the sale barn Saturday. And after commission, I put them in 3 boxes of 12. And each box brought 15 bucks. So after commission, I got 12 bucks a box. So I got $1 a chick. So that makes it about $12 a dozen for my eggs, which I usually don't sell my eggs. I end up giving them away to friends. So I guess my mom and I made good money on our eggs. Alright, I'm going to flip this camera around, show you what I purchased at the sale barn Saturday. Right there it is. I have 30 sheets of this tin. Of course, it's used tin. It has the screw holes in it. And what I'm going to do with this tin, it's going to go in the interior walls of that Morton building in the shop area. So in the shop area of the shop, once the spray foam gets sprayed on the walls, this is going to be going up. And of course, those screw holes, no big deal, because when I mount this tin up on the walls, I'll just put the screws back in the same holes, screw it to the wall that way. And this tin is 16 feet 11 inches long. I only need about sheets 14.5 feet to go from the floor clear up to the edge of the ceiling, so I'll have to cut some off. But anyhow, a 16-foot sheet would cost me 80 bucks new. I end up buying this whole stack, 30 sheets, which I need a total of 28 to finish my interior walls of the shop area. So I have 2 extra sheets, but I only paid $600 for this stack of tin. Seems like a lot of money, but it's just a fraction of the price. It's 25% of the cost of new, not counting tax. And this wasn't taxed. This is just a flat $600. There's no tax on it. So I'd have had to pay $2,400 plus tax on top of it if I bought this stuff like at Menards or someplace. So that was a big savings. Saved myself over $1,200. Well, I guess that's it for now. Just filling you in on what I've been up to, and when I get more done, I'll show you the progress. I'll see y'all later, and don't forget I love you. Bye.